Hi everyone, I'm Debbie Roberts, owner and financial advisor at Property Apprentice. Join us today for the Week in Review, where I talk about current events for the everyday investor and home buyer. Our topics for this week: topic number 1 from Corelogic on the 1st of May, momentum gradually builds in market upturn. Topic number 2 from RNZ on the 1st of May, like the look of that house? Visit 50 properties before you buy. Topic number 3 from interest.co.nz on the 30th of April. ANZ's economists see an upturn in house prices, but expect it to be restrained by high volumes of houses for sale. Topic number 4 from RNZ on the 30th of April. When and where house sellers have made 100% in 5 years. Topic number 5 from RNZ on the 29th of April. Time to pick a home loan strategy, ASB says. All the links are below in the notes. Topic number 1 from Corelogic on the 1st of May, momentum gradually builds in market upturn. Property values across Aotearoa, New Zealand rose by 0.3% in April, continuing a slow upward trend since the start of this year. According to Cotality's Hedonic Home Value Index, the average home value now sits at $819,096. That's the highest level since June 2023, but still 16% below the January 2022 peak. Among major centres, Hamilton led with the increase, followed by Christchurch and Auckland. Dunedin, Wellington and Tauranga each recorded slight gains of 0.1%. Within Auckland, modest monthly increases of 0.3 to 0.4% were noted in areas like the North Shore and Auckland City, while Papakura dipped slightly. By property type, standalone homes have risen 1% since January, townhouses by 0.9%, and lifestyle blocks by 0.2%. Cotality New Zealand Chief Property Economist Kelvin Davidson said that the data supports a developing recovery, driven in part by lower mortgage rates that have helped improve buyer confidence. He noted that while international trade tensions may further ease interest rates, the current market still favours buyers due to the high number of listings. Davidson also pointed out that although serviceability test rates have dropped below 7%, new debt-to-income restrictions, or DTI restrictions, are increasingly influencing borrowing limits. He cautioned against expecting another housing boom, highlighting ongoing economic challenges and a need for realistic expectations. In Wellington, Kapiti Coast stood out with a 1.4% value rise in April and a 1.7% gain since January. Lower Hutt also posted solid growth, while Wellington City and Pororua remained flat. Provincial markets showed mixed results. Whangarei, Rotorua and Napier each gained at least 0.5%, while Queenstown, Nelson and Hastings recorded small declines. Davidson said regional variation is expected in the current climate, with elevated listings and uneven economic recovery. However, falling interest rates are expected to support gradual value growth nationwide. Looking forward, national property values are projected to rise about 5% through 2025. While modest by historical standards, this stability could benefit first home buyers and investors still saving for deposits. Davidson added that upcoming DTI rules will be a key factor to watch in shaping the housing landscape. Topic number 2 from RNZ on the 1st of May. Like the look of that house? Visit 50 properties before you buy. Realestate.co.nz's latest April data reveals that national average asking prices fell 1.7% year on year to $852,364. Although the number of homes listed for sale increased by 6.2%, new listings dropped 29.2% between March and April and were down 11.6% compared to the same time last year. Despite fewer new listings, buyer activity is strong. Realestate.co.nz CEO Sarah Wood noted that buyer inquiries are at their highest level in 3 years, an encouraging sign for the market. Wood advised prospective buyers to take advantage of the current conditions by thoroughly researching the market, suggesting they view up to 50 properties to better understand pricing trends and value. With less urgency in the market, buyers have more room to negotiate, conduct due diligence, and secure favourable terms such as longer settlement periods. For sellers, the market remains stable. The national asking price is held within a narrow $50,000 band between $850,000 and $890,000 for more than 2 years, not exceeding $900,000 since early 2022. Wood said that realistic pricing still leads to successful sales. Sellers willing to accept slightly less than their initial expectations may be better positioned to negotiate a favourable deal on their next purchase. My thoughts on this is that you can view an awful lot of properties on Trade Me from the comfort of your own home. You absolutely do need to research the market before you start putting offers in, especially if it's for an investment property. So the more the merrier, but actually physically visiting 50 properties before you start making offers, that might take a year. I might not want to wait that long. If you'd like to learn more about investing in property, join me at one of our free events called How to Succeed with Property Investing. I'll discuss strategies for successful investing from my perspective as an experienced investor and financial advisor, and all of our free events are available live online. Check out propertyapprentice.co.nz for upcoming dates and register today. We don't sell property, so it's all about increasing your knowledge to reduce your risk. If you've already been to one of our free events and would like to find out more about how we can help you to reach your financial goals, you can also book a no-obligation phone call or meeting with my husband, Paul Roberts, via the website. And that's propertyapprentice.co.nz. Topic number 3 from interest.co.nz on the 30th of April. ANZ's economists see an upturn in house prices, but expect it to be restrained by high volumes of houses for sale. ANZ economists are forecasting 2 further 25 basis point cuts to the OCR, the official cash rate, bringing it down from the current 3.5% to 2.5%. These reductions are expected to boost the housing market in the latter half of the year, although the bank has revised its projected house price growth down to 4.5% from the previously forecasted 6%. As New Zealand's largest mortgage lender with nearly $110 billion in home loans, ANZ attributes the downgrade to weak domestic data and lingering global uncertainty affecting consumer confidence. While sales volumes continue to rise, house price gains are being held back by an increase in listings. More homeowners, previously hesitant to sell, are now putting their properties on the market, leading to an abundance of supply. The wider selection is reducing upward pressure on prices. The disconnect between rising sales and subdued price inflation is evident, with ANZ noting that the total housing stock rose by 0.6% in March, and that's the highest in a decade. In Auckland, inventory levels are at their highest since 2011, increasing by 1.2% as new listings surpassed the 1% growth in sales. With competition among sellers intensifying, the bank observed a trend of more realistic asking prices in response to current market conditions. Like I've been saying for weeks, if not months, this is a great market to be a buyer if you're willing to go against the tide, because one of the ironic things about a buyer's market is that there's not that many buyers in the market. And at the moment, there's certainly more in your favour as a buyer than there is if you're a seller. Okay. Topic number 4 from RNZ on the 30th of April. When and where house sellers have made 100% in 5 years. In recent years, New Zealand homeowners have seen extraordinary capital gains, with some properties doubling in value over a 5-year period. According to Gareth Kiernan, chief forecaster at Infometrics, the most significant gains were recorded in the 5 years to the end of 2021. No surprises there, when average national gains peaked at 66.5%. Kiernan noted regional differences, with Auckland leading early on. In the 5 years to March 2017, Auckland homeowners had experienced almost 90% growth, while other regions lagged behind. He attributed Auckland's early surge to limited housing supply, strong population growth, and solid economic conditions post-GFC. Over time, price growth extended to other urban centres and eventually provincial areas as buyers sought affordability and lifestyle benefits elsewhere. By mid-2021, gains had become especially pronounced in smaller cities. Palmerston North saw a 117% increase over 5 years by June 2021, while Napier recorded a 113% rise by March that same year. Kennan explained that these cities initially missed out on the early 2010s boom, but rising prices in major centres pushed demand into provincial areas. The shift to remote working during the COVID era may have further boosted interest in these regions. While recent years have brought exceptional growth, Kennan warned this has altered the landscape for new buyers. Historically, the average 5-year capital gain has been around 33%, which calculates out to be 5.8% annually, making the post-GFC to COVID boom stand out. The only comparable period was from 2002 to 2007, when national gains reached a total of 102% over that timeframe. He said such rapid increases primarily benefit existing homeowners, while younger generations now face a tougher market. With housing affordability stretched and capital gains less certain, Kennan suggested that large mortgages may be less appealing. If government efforts to improve land supply and infrastructure are successful, he questioned whether future buyers would expect the same returns that drove past booms. My thoughts on this are that home buyers are very rarely concerned about capital growth. They're more concerned about affordability and ability to get lending. And at the moment, housing is the most affordable it's been in a long time, and ability to get lending is also equally as attractive as it has been in a long time, easier to obtain lending. Topic number 5 from RNZ on the 29th of April, time to pick a home loan strategy, ASB says. An economist advises borrowers to adopt a strategy when selecting a home loan rate. ASB senior economist Chris Tennant-Brown explained that fixed terms of 2 years or more are unlikely to see significant price drops. He noted that while official cash rates are expected to continue decreasing through 2025, the Reserve Bank is nearing the end of its easing cycle. Tennant-Brown highlighted that 1 and 2 year fixed rates have already dropped by up to 2.5% from their peak, and he predicted that floating and 6-month rates would likely remain lower in both the short and long term. However, 1 year rates may remain flat or decrease slightly in the short term, while 2, 3 and 5 year rates are expected to remain flat in the short term but may rise in the long term. He suggested that for some time now, borrowers would have been better off fixing their rates rather than opting for floating. With ASB's floating rate at 6.64%, he pointed out the trade-off borrowers face. Short-term rates are benefiting from a lower official cash rate, while global rate hikes and market volatility are affecting longer-term rates. Current market conditions don't predict substantial decreases for longer-term fixed rates, though this could change. Tennant-Brown emphasised the importance of picking a strategy. He warned against floating and waiting for the lowest possible rate as it comes with risks. He also pointed out that the strategy of fixing the loan at competitive rates such as 4.99% has proven to be cost-effective over time. He concluded by saying borrowers should balance their needs for flexibility, repayment terms and loan cost minimisation when choosing between floating and fixed rates. My thoughts on this are talk to your mortgage advisor, get independent professional advice to help you make the decision that's right for you with your individual financial situation. Are you feeling unsure about where the property market's headed or what mortgage strategy makes the most sense right now? Join us at one of our free events called How to Succeed with Property Investing. These events are all available online so you can gain valuable insights and strategies tailored to today's market conditions. Whether you're an experienced investor or just getting started looking for your first home, this free session will equip you with the key tools and insights to make confident, informed decisions. Don't miss out, register today and take the next step towards achieving your financial success. In our free events, we'll also tell you more about how we help our clients achieve their investing goals. So if you're interested in finding out more about what we do, visit propertyapprentice.co.nz today and register for one of our free events. If you've already been to one, you want to know more about how we can help you on your individual journey, book a no-obligation phone call or meeting with my husband Paul Roberts through our website. That's propertyapprentice.co.nz. Thanks for listening. Hey there, want to stay on top of the latest property news and trends? Subscribe to the Property Apprentice podcast for weekly updates that will help you to navigate the market like a pro. We cover everything from insider tips to expert interviews, so you'll always be in the know. And don't forget to ring the bell and hit that subscribe button here on our YouTube channel for even more helpful content to boost your property journey. Check out the link in the description to subscribe to the podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode. Happy investing!